What is up, folks? Hi. So right now I want to get into recording some videos for a blog post that I wrote this morning. I live streamed doing that, and I think this one's actually going to have quite a few videos. Maybe I'm not sure. It just kind of depends. I like to slice the videos up so that I think 9 minutes is the longest I've ever done, and that's a pretty long video. So I'm gonna just investigate a little bit how long I think that this should be, and maybe if I should slice it up into a couple videos and then go ahead and record those. I don't think that I'll edit them on screen, but maybe. But I want to do all the recording first. So I do have kids in the house and stuff, so we'll see how that ends up going. But yeah, this will be fun. And let's go ahead and get to it. Boom! Whoops, I went to the wrong scene there. Okay, cool. So before I get into this, I'm gonna go ahead and close my window because it's starting to get cold. It was like really hot. I opened the window. Now it's really cold. So I'll be right back. All right. And Google thought I was talking to my phone, so my bad. Okay. So let's see. What are we gonna do here? I'm thinking. So this is the blog post, and I'm pretty sure I've still got my dev server running. Yep, sweet. So what I need to teach first is, like, here we have this component. We're gonna make it a class component to start out, and then we'll have this test. Maybe I'll have the test pre-written. That's because I'm not teaching how to write tests. I'm teaching about a specific test. So I'm going to say, we have this component. We wrote this test for it. Let's go ahead and we'll refactor it to a function component, or I've already refactored it to a function component. Here it is. Let's swap out the implementation. Oh no, we have this act warning. How frustrating is that? And yeah, so let's switch back to the class thing and show what this act warning is warning us against. And we comment this out and be like, yeah, see, no, our tests are passing even though this submit button or the saving thing never goes away because we never set the status to fulfilled. So that's not good. And that's what act is saving us from. That'll probably take like 30 seconds. That will be a pretty quick just rundown of what's going on, maybe a minute. And then we want to talk about how to fix the act warning. So we're going to wait for the element to be removed. Yeah, and then we can switch to our function component version, and it works without any problems. Let's see. Now, I'm not sure necessarily want to show the rest of this in the video or not. Let me think here. Oh, I could show an alternative. And maybe I should update the blog post to use the alternative instead. So the alternative here is to have the implementation return a promise and then wait for that promise to finish, or to just have a general wait instead of wait for the element to be removed. So I wonder if I could iterate my way to that solution by saying, okay, we're going to have this handle update username let's see, coming back to the implementation. Yeah, so we're waiting for update username. So we could say, let's have this handle update username return a promise, and we'll wait for that promise to finish. And we'll put that inside of an act. And then we could just say, how about I don't want to do that? And we know that we're mocking this to just happen instantly. And so on the next tick of the event loop, so let's just add a wait function call there. But that's not as good. So let's just write a test that actually is doing what we can assert to be done. That's, I think, what I'm going to do. And maybe I can change this. Let's go ahead and change this one. We don't have to have this whole new example for people to look at. So coming back here to my blog post, I'm gonna grab my test right here. Or we'll just grab this whole thing. There some alternatives. There are a few alternatives that we could take to this that aren't quite as good, but for this use case, but could be useful. If especially if there's no visual indication of the async task completing. We'll just stick this here. So here we could say waiting for the mocked promise. So let me just make sure I'm doing the same kind of thing here. We create a promise, promise resolve, promise resolve, promise, and then await act promise. Just make sure that works. Pretty sure that'll work, but want to be positive. With promise. Pull that act in here. With manual, act, and promise. There we go. Go ahead and run our tests. Nice. So that works. Let's make sure we don't get anything. Sorry, 1 second. Just want to make sure I don't actually get any console errors in here. Yeah, we do. Oh, but it's not for this one. It's for the other test. So yeah, very good. So we're good there. And actually, I want to stick in those spaces that I have in the blog post. So if anybody looks at the this, they're not confused by the spaces that we've got. Okay, so that's one option. And then the other option is with regular wait. So then this is wait. With wait for next tick. And then here we can just say, no, that just is whatever. And we're going to pull in wait. Okay, so let's grab this. Okay. And this one is waiting for the next event loop. Next tick of the event loop. Etsy, my order was delivered. Yes! That's my wife's order, but I got it. So I'm sure she just answered that door and she's good. Yang 2020, what's up? I'm actually thinking about taking this off for a little bit because it's kind of warm. But I want you to see how important this is. Okay, cool. So waiting for the mock promise. And this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, actually, it's going to be 1, 2, and 3. 2, and 3. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And 13. And then here, this is just 13, I think, or maybe 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. Because our code waits for the the update username promise to resolve before continuing, we could return a promise from our fake version and wait let's see, use an async act to await that promise resolution. Whoa, is that how you can highlight lines in JSX? Heck yes, it is. You have to do things a little fancy though. Let's see. So if we look at our my code, it's in source components MDX code JS. I have this calculate lines to highlight, which I ripped from Dan Abramoff's blog. Thank you, Dan. I think he ripped it from somebody else, but I think it's kind of a sort of common thing. In fact, I think I kind of changed this. I may have just borrowed the regex from him. I'm not sure, but the way that it works is our this code thing for my custom component for MDX. If we go to our index here, we have our pre to code block, and if there's a code string and some props, we pass the test. So pre to code block, what does this thing do? I can't remember. Yeah, we get the class name from props, pre props. So these are when MDX needs to create a pre block, then it calls this or our function component. It passes these props, and if the type is code, then we have a pre-code situation, and in that situation, we're going to get the code string. We'll have the class name, and if the class name, we're going to grab the language. And isn't that cool? That's a named regex group. I can never remember the syntax, but every time I'm using it, I'm like, wow, that's great. But yeah, so then we get our code string, we get our class name, and then our language, if we have one, will be whatever that lang is. So the class name will be language dash whatever the language was, as specified here. And then we just forward on the rest of the props. Now, from there, we get here, we have our code string, our language, and then the meta string. And that is everything that comes after a space in the language is the meta string. And I'm pretty sure that is the in the rest of these props is the meta string. So yeah, everything that comes after here is the meta string. So we're coming back to our code. And with that meta string, calculate lines to highlight, take our regex, that's the curly braces, and then we just have a group there, and then closing curly brace, and it's just any number of integers or a dash, and we just match any number of those. And with that, if that matches, or if it doesn't match, then we don't have any line numbers. That's a very common case. If it does match, then we execute that, get the first group, split by the commas, and then parse those to integers. And what that gets us is just each of these individual integers, or if we say dash, from 2 to 3, then that's a range. And so, yeah, so what we're left with is a bunch of integers or ranges. Well, at this point, and then we map those to an array of ranges. And so for this, that'd be 2, so an array of 2, or if we said 2 to 5, then there'll be an array of 2 and 5. And that's what that's all about. And then we return a function that will accept the index, and then we know what line number it is, and we get the line number, and then we know whether it's in range based off of we just go through all of our line numbers, and if the line number is in the correct range between the start and the end, or if it's in a range that is highlighted, then we're going to return true if it's in range. Okay, sweet. I just got a text from my wife. 1 second, because she's more important than you. As much as I care about you all, you're wonderful, but my wife is like, there's you, Yeah, so. Oh, okay, let's do, 4:15. Might have to cut this a little bit shorter, just because we want to go to dinner. My mother-in-law got a job because some weird stuff going on with the way government works, whatever. She doesn't really need one. They don't need the money. It's just some like Medicaid thing. I don't know. But she got a job. It's her first day. She's been a homemaker for most of her life, and so we're gonna go out and celebrate, and it's exciting. So she's excited about it. She's kind of happy to work and stuff. Okay, cool. So that's how that works. So anyway, back to the task at hand. We don't want to have a range here. We just want 2 and 3. And that's how we do that. Then waiting for, yeah, and I'll explain why this is preferable. This is preferable because it's still not going to ensure that we, or not going to catch the bug we demonstrated earlier by commenting out that state all, but it does make the error go away, or the warning properly. All right, sweet, preferable, got to spell that correctly. Thank you, code stuff. Okay, so waiting for the next tick of the event loop. Because we're mocking out the async stuff here, and actually I have to confirm a assumption that I have about something really quick. So let me just try this. Then promise resolve. Save that. Yeah, it breaks, I think. I might be breaking not the thing that I think I'm breaking. Oh, actually, I'm not even, no, I'm editing the right thing. At that, let's just do a dot only on this sucker. Paste that here, and it passes. Oh, that's interesting. We chain a bunch of those. Huh, that's fascinating. What if we do this? New promise resolve. Huh. I would expect each one of those to go on the next tick of the event loop, but maybe they, I don't know. That's not what I expected. But what's interesting is that one of the tests do fail, and I'm not sure which one or why. It's the one that I want everybody to, oh, cannot read properly then identified. That's the problem. Oh, it's this one, I think. No. Which one is it? Okay, updates with the username. Yeah, this is the one that I'm telling people to do, and this one, promise, just need to return a resolve promise. And that one's not failing because we're not even waiting long enough for it to fail. So, yeah, that's, I guess that makes sense. But what's interesting is I would expect that if you add a bunch of these resolves on that, oh, whoops. That it would just next tick of the event loop. Except for the fact that wait, here, let me just verify something really quick. React testing library. Wait doesn't just go to the next tick of the event loop. Maybe it's going 40 milliseconds. Which is actually fine. We're actually built on top of another package for now. This is going to change eventually, but, or no, this is, I need to be in DOM testing library. And this is why teaching is the best way to learn, because you spend so much of your time digging in deeper to like validate assumptions that you're about to write about or record videos about or something. So that's what I'm talking about. And this is what we're using right now. This will change, but it will. It's the way it is right now. Wait for expect. Yeah, it's all here. Interval. Okay. So if I change this, I want to validate something. Interval 0. Oh wait, no, this is wrong. Huh. I just really strongly feel like this should be breaking right now. See, that'll go on the next tick at the event loop. Okay, let's do a dot then console log hello. And then we'll come over here, console log I, or before, after. And let's do a dot only, but I'm pretty sure this is before, after. Oh, we're not even getting a hello. That is fascinating. Oh, now that's something. Oh, let's go back up here. Here we go. That's why that's not happening. What's going on? At this point, this is basically the same as our first test. Should be getting a warning for that one, right? What? What's going on? Oh, I think I know what's going on because we have all these promised resolves. Yep, that's what's going on. So it just goes on to the next tick of the event loop forever and ever and ever. Yeah, so I think I have enough information to be able to make or write about why you shouldn't do this, or why it's not preferred. You don't want to just rely on the next tick of the event loop, that's all. Okay, very good. But it does work right here. To happen on the next tick of the event loop, we can just add a call to the wait utility, and that will make the warning go away as well. Maybe I shouldn't show this. Nobody should do this. No, I'm not going to show this. Nobody should do that. Don't do that. An alternative. There we go. Okay. And you know what? I need to go back and get this thing that I deleted. Was this. And redo. Come back up here. there's one alternative I want to show you that isn't quite as good for this use case, but could be useful, especially there's no. Okay, and actually I think I am going to show this in the order it is in the blog post. But now I don't need this huge example. Boom, all that was gone. I don't know how many words that was, but goodbye. Okay. Other use cases for act. Okay, cool. Then this is where I'm thinking we start getting into some other problems. So let's, yeah, I saved it, right? Save, refresh. Come on now. This should be gone. Hello. Yeah, I don't know why this is not gone. Maybe things are still running. No, I don't know. Save. Okay. For manually calling act. Oh, I need to say where this is going to come from. Note that we're manually calling act here, and you can get that from React DOM testing utils. Is that what it's called? Test utils, I think it's what it is actually. Yeah, test utils. Or React testing library re-exports it so you can grab it from that the import you already have. You're welcome. Okay, sweet. So I saved that, and this should be updating, but it's not. This is annoying. Here, let's do that. Oh, in progress. Oh, good. So something's happening. Okay, so after that, then we're gonna talk about other cases. So we got this use status. Yeah, I really feel like this should just be its own separate video, and I'll just put a video right here. Bloop. Oh, right here. And then this one, 2, and then 3. Yep, we'll just do 3 videos. I don't want to be perfectly honest, but we're gonna do it anyway. So, and I think that I can do it all within this project. I'm not sure that's what I want to do though, because on GitHub I do have like code, like an area for me to put in code, and they kind of like me to do that. If I can avoid using just.mock, which we're doing here, but we're not going to use. We are using the timer here. Yeah, and I don't think that Code Sandbox has support for fake timers either, so that's too bad. So we're gonna just make a repo for this. What a pain! I don't want to do that. Okay, so we're gonna make a new in my desktop. We'll fix act issues. Or demo. Fix act warning. Okay, get init and npm init with a yes, and then let's see. Just pull it up in Code Sandbox or in this thing. npm install save dev test and React and React DOM and testing library. We're going to go React and user event and React hooks. And we're going to need Babel core and Babel preset React. And I guess that's it. Yeah, see, this is going to resonate with a lot of folks, I feel. Raphael, I got your back. Okay, then we're going to make a source test timers.js. Now that's one of the files I need to make. So we'll just grab this sucker, save it, get rid of that. And we're going to go custom hooks, grab that, custom hooks. I know there's probably a way I could do this faster, but I'm not going to. And components. And then use imperative handle. Use imperative handle.js. And we also had API. Oops. Source API.js and components. Okay, cool. So then we can get rid of the stuff that we don't need for this. This one's the broken one. We'll keep the class one around. Just here for. Okay. Get rid of that and that. And then that's here. And this, that. There, and actually we're gonna put this in components. Okay. And then, or you know what, let's do order status.js. Oops. In my clipboard right there. And come down here. There we go. This is gonna work out better. We'll make this username form.js, username form class. Oh yeah, I can, whoops, oh well, .js, and then we'll grab that username form, paste it here. We're gonna need import React from React, and we'll export default, that thing. And then we'll come here to our components. And we'll delete that. And actually, we'll just get rid of this. We'll rename components to username for class. Cool. And this is a default. All right. And then we've got our order status, export default order status, import React from React. And that's good. Use or imperative counter. There we go. And we're going to call this imperative counter. Have those files be the same. Name here. Imperative counter. Import React from React. Import default imperative counter. And then imperative counter is, oh wait, it's the order status. We need to import check status from API. There we go. and then custom hook, use count.js. Import React from React. Thanks, React. I love React. I import React so much. Use count. If I gave a penny to the React team every time I imported React, I'd have given them a lot of pennies. Would be a lot of pennies. Use count. And then this is going to be username form. And actually, let's go to that. Duplicate. Well, no, we're not going to duplicate. We're just going to do that. And we don't need the API here. I don't know where that came from. We'll get rid of this stuff. We don't need to worry about that. So we've got our act warning. Correct way to do. And we're going to just get rid of that entirely. Back here and get rid of that over here also. Just don't want people to know that you can do that because it's a bad idea. All right, so then let's come here. We'll go to Babel and resets env and what was I looking for? React. And for env, shoot. Node or Babel env targets node target node or targets node targets node current. Node current. Okay. Good. I might not be able to get recording anything, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Just watch. I will just do. So. Gonna show that anyway. Sweet. So far, so good. Did you mean at Babel env? I guess so. Okay, thanks to toolkits, I haven't done this in a while. I've got my own toolkit, KCD scripts, and we've got create React apps. So I don't know what more to do. Okay, we're pulling in things from the wrong place. We're forgetting to pull in things. So we're going to import imperative. I don't want to start that from imperative counter timers. We need to get that import order status from order status. Okay, yeah, okay, cool. And then use count. Oh, I just remembered. We need npm install as a dev dependency React test renderer. That's what React hooks testing library uses. And so let's get that going again. Use count. Import use from use count. Username form is coming from username form. And that's the default export now. All right. Let's watch. Ka-chow. Hey, good. Good so far. Back to being, oh, we need jest DOM. Testing library jest DOM. And we can come down here, go to oh, whoops, my bad. Okay. Oh, my bad again. That needs to be in dev dependency. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. Gotta get things in the right order. I don't know how to do that. See what happens when I do this, because I just moved it. And I feel like one time I did that and it just removed it completely. Okay, cool. So it's still there. Very good. All right, so then we're going to go with jest and set up test after env, set up files. going to be testing a library guest DOM. Cool. Now let's try this. Oh, and this needs to be extend expect. Actually, currently or recently, it doesn't. You don't need to say extend expect there, but I think it's more clear when you do. So, and that's unlikely to change in the future. So, cool. We've got our warning. Very good. Exactly what we want. And so before I record the videos, I just delete all this stuff and type out the stuff that I want. And here we're going to do class. And you'll see we don't have the warning. Oh man, currently isn't enabled. Add this thing. Plugin section. Enable that. Okay. And once it's installed, there it is. Oh, let's just make sure we don't override anything. That is what we want. Oh, and this needs to be plugins. Plugins. That in there. Okay, try this. Let's try. Come on, you can do it. Sweet. I can't believe I did that. Wonder, can you do that? Because you can do this. That's so weird. Why would you want to do that? I'm going to do the full thing. Preset, V, preset, React. It just makes more sense to me. Okay, cool. But as you can see, no warning with the class, yes warning with the hook. And that's the whole purpose of the blog post is, well, big purpose of the blog post is just to tell you that as annoying as it is, it's actually really good that React gives us this warning. So very good. I am now prepared to start recording, but I need to go, we're going to do an early dinner. And so I think I'm just going to go, but that's fun. Hopefully that was interesting. We're going to echo node modules into my git ignore. There we go. And everything else looks good. So we're going to git add all things, git commit this stuff with init. And then we'll git create. And this is using hub from GitHub. You can find that on my uses page, kcd.im/uses. Go learn more about that. And then we're going to git push. And then git browse. It's going to pull up in a window that you can't see. So let me pull it over here. There it is. And I'm just going to add kcd edu. Done. And we're going to just add my blog right here. Site blog. And too many slashes. There we go. Source files for examples from my Egghead videos for my blog. There we go. So go check that out. Star it if you want. I always star my own repos because I think, why would you not star your own repo? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, let me just make sure. No, this is still here. I don't know why. I'm confused by that, but whatever. We're going to get this recorded later. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Apparently I can't wait. There we go. And let's commit all this stuff. Some updates for act post. And nice. That pushed, and there it goes. The blog post is still not live because I want to wait until I get the Egghead videos. They will absolutely be done today, because if they're not, then it won't be ready for my newsletter tomorrow, and I need that. So after I do my, hey there Kyle, after I do my partying with the family and stuff, I'll probably come hang out here. And by the way, it's caucus day, so if you live in Iowa, go out and caucus for Yang. If you're not convinced, then spend a little bit more time researching him, because he is the best. He's the only politician or person running for office that I've ever actually wanted to put in office. Everybody else was like, I kind of don't want them in office, so I'll vote for the other person. Anyway, I'm going to jump out, and I hope you have a wonderful time, wonderful day, wonderful everything. And I'll probably live stream recording this tonight, maybe. We'll see. Have a wonderful time and day and everything. Peace out. Bye.